I'm Kathy Freeman with Real Positive Change. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Have you ever had one of those days where you have been working really hard on something? Well, maybe not really hard, but you've been working on a goal for quite some time, and it just feels like you're never getting ahead of yourself. It's like you just aren't quite making the advancements that you want. So what you need is to just keep going. And this message is to give you that little boost, that energy, that little oomph to keep on trying, to keep on going. I want to share with you a few of my favorite tips to help you so that as you're going forward, you might be able to use some of these yourself. First one is to make a vision board. And I just happen to have my vision board here. I've got the different items on here that I want to focus on. And so when you have a vision board, the important thing is to put it out where you will actually see it every single day. The best is to see it in the morning and in the evening and to review over it, to look over it, and to focus in on each of those pictures and what they actually mean to you. Every single one of those pictures have a meaning to me. And I also took different pictures that may be something I'm wanting to achieve. Like, for example, some of the classes, being able to teach in front of different groups of people, and superimposed my picture in that particular setting so that as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing myself. Our mind sees visual pictures. So when you're thinking to yourself or you're saying something to yourself, for example, a red car. When I say a red car, are you actually thinking R-E-D, car? No, you're thinking of well, I don't know what color of red yours is, but mine's a bright red car, kind of a little sportsy. And I can visualize that and see that. And that's what our mind does. It sees pictures. So with your vision board, take it and look at it every single day, like I said, but visualize yourself doing those things, being that person, seeing yourself achieve those goals. Then as you see that picture every single day, it helps you to stay on course. Take, for example, a pilot. A pilot, when he's flying a plane, is constantly looking at his control panels. That's what keeps him on course. Just a slight deviation in one direction, a small little percentage, it doesn't seem like it's very much, can ultimately send that plane off in a faraway destination, landing someplace that it had never even planned on being. So, keeping a vision board, keeping the vision of what it is that you want in front of your eyes constantly, reviewing that board is really important to you staying on course and to your success. Now, sometimes the pilot must take a detour. And when that detour happens, it's really important to make those changes and allow God to be able to step in and say, okay, I know what it is you want, but if you really do it this way, or if you move over here into this direction, it'll be a far greater achievement than what you could have even possibly imagined before. So allow those changes to happen. Allow that little bit of course change to occur in your life, if by chance that's needed, and you feel that prompting, you feel that direction. I love the story of the eagle. The eagle, when it can sense when a storm is coming, a bad storm. And so what it does is it gets up into the upper parts of the tree. And it waits for those gusts of wind to come. And when the wind comes, the eagle flies and allows that wind to lift him up above the storm. And then he just flies up there, and the storm's all happening down below. But the eagle is safe up above, soaring around in that calm air, that calm atmosphere. I love that story. That's what we need to be doing. When we're going through these different challenges, these different struggles, go ahead and allow God to raise you up, let you lift up above that struggle, that challenge, so that you can continue forward. I'm going to take a minute and just share some legendary stories that you've probably already heard about, but they're worth repeating. One of my favorite basketball players, Michael Jordan, he said, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. Wow, talk about pressure right there. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Key phrase, and that is why I succeed. One important thing about Michael Jordan that I want you to remember, one important key is that he never compares himself to someone else. He never compares himself to any of the other players. He simply compares himself to how he has played the day before. And then he tries to improve each and every game, each and every day. Move forward just a little bit, even if it's just a tiny bit. But he always compares himself to only himself, no one else. Now let's take the legendary Babe Ruth. I once heard that he had 714 home runs. However, I also heard that he had 1,330 strikes. He actually held the title for holding the most strikes. When asked about it, he simply replied, "With every strike, it brings me closer to my home run." Now that's great thinking. He did not give up. So what is your story? Those challenges that you are facing can actually bring you closer to your goals. In fact, you may not even be able to accomplish those goals without going through these challenges, these struggles. Because remember, just like the eagle, it's those challenges that make us stronger, that help to rise us, to lift us up, help us to go to that next level so that we are able to accomplish that goal and be strong when we do. So let's go back to our tips. Now, once you've got your vision board and you're looking at it every day, something important to say to yourself is, I am grateful that I have blank, or I am being blank. Fill it in with something positive, as if it's already happened. For example, something that I might like to say would be, I have a fast metabolism and I enjoy eating healthy foods that improve and keep my strength. This is a way of declaring exactly what you want, focusing in on what it is that you're trying to achieve, and keeping your mind centered on that and only that. The final tip is to stay clear of compare. Stay totally clear of it. It's that particular, habit that we might have that causes us to fall back, to give up, because we start comparing ourselves to other people. We don't need to do that. We only compare ourselves to our own self and what we're doing and evaluate, am I where I want to be? If I'm not, what little thing can I do today that will help me to achieve and go a little bit further than where I have been? One thing that I really enjoy using, that I use personally, is my create reminders. It helps me to get my mind focused right on track, where I want to go, when those little doubts start popping in or frustrations. Just the other day, I found myself instantly getting frustrated with a person and a situation. I had counted on them. I was counting on them to follow through with something, and it wasn't going to happen. So instead of feeling calm about it and moving forward, I could feel this rush of frustration, this anger come inside of me of disappointment over that it wasn't going to turn out the way that I was hoping that it would turn out. So instead of reacting and allowing that anger to take control of me, I decided to go straight to the create reminders. Find out, what is it that my mind has tapped into? What little thought has it connected to that's causing this emotion to arise? Then once I found that, I was able to go ahead and come up with some different phrases using that process that helped me to focus on something different. I want to read it to you really quick. The statement that I came up with out of all of the words as I was compiling together basically states, I am creating a new way of handling this situation, letting go of feelings of disappointment and all alone. I am capable of moving past these feelings to a peaceful reaction that brings us closer together while staying in our own strengths. I am now choosing to step into a true leader role, fearlessly seeing and feeling the path ahead. So I appreciate the ability to really tap into what some of those thoughts are, those emotions that are coming up inside of me, and to be able to address them and come up with a different phrase, a different statement. As I focus in on creating a statement that gives me a new direction, something that I'm looking forward to, that I want to create, that I'm excited about, the more I read it over and over, repeat it in my mind, then it becomes a strong neural pathway. And when I'm faced with a situation that, or something pops up that reminds me of that old emotion, that old perception, I'm able to go to this new one because it's brand new, but it's strong. It's something that I've been focusing on, and so my mind directs all of my emotions towards that, and that's the direction I go. It brings, as I love to say, a real positive change into my life. Take a moment, go through, look at my online classes. I have a brand new class coming up.